Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. Yeah, I'm switching my phone to Do Not Disturb because I forgot to do it when I started it. So, yeah, before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right, so this is a reading for the collective. I plan on doing 2 readings for the collective today. I did a money reading for the collective yesterday, and I did a love reading yesterday. I uploaded the money reading yesterday and uploaded the love reading today, which is Sunday, December the 4th. So this is the first collective. I'll record another one with 2 different decks. So I'm using my Gods and Titans Oracle deck, and then also I'm using the Fortune Reading Cards Oracle deck, and then I'm using a regular tarot deck is what I'm using. Whatever reading you watch or listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading energy and tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Now, some of the energy that I picked up, and I'm not even sure it's going to come into this reading, but it's just something I picked up. I feel like somebody is afraid to let the chaos into their lives, which is sort of like a tower in a way where things fall apart. But for some of you, your life is trying to go to this new thing, and some of you are fighting it because you don't like the collateral damage involved with the change. You don't like the things around you being infected by the change. Or affected, I say infected. Being affected by the change. So, yeah. I say don't fight it. For those of you this is resonating with, just let nature take its course. Let things happen the way it's supposed to happen. So you can go into this new thing that you're moving into. Now, that was just on my mind. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. May I have the reading for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Something is telling me to take this card right here. You know what? I'm just going to take it. I don't know what it is. Set it to the side. All right. May I have another card, please? Okay. Hold on. How many is that? Okay. That's fine. All right. What's at the bottom of the deck? Sacrifice. See, that kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier, though, where with the collateral damage, some things are going to have to be sacrificed. It's kind of what I get. Let's see. What's the card that something told me to take it? What is this? Support. So, and this has come out before, where you can be offering support or receiving support. I don't know why a group is on my mind. Only because with Mithras, with this sacrifice, and I think of the soldier, and then with Jizo as well, I think of someone in a group. Maybe somebody's thinking about joining some type of organization. Something that does like activist stuff. Whether it's for climate change, whether it is for something political, whether it's for feeding people, whether it's for fighting. That's so random. I just heard something about housing. Okay, so if somebody may be thinking about joining something where people are having trouble getting homes, like getting into homes. They're having trouble finding housing. And someone may be joining a group to help with legislation or something with the city to create a program for housing. Also, I'm hearing something about a nonprofit and the state government possibly working together, even maybe the federal government. But I feel like someone might be joining an organization where there's an emphasis on housing, too. I'm trying to see what else. Yeah, climate change is strong, too. I don't know why. I keep on looking at the background in this. You see those clouds and stuff? That's what that gives me. Is what that gives me. But yeah, I feel somebody may be joining an organization that deals with some type of activism. Okay, let's see what these other three are. Helios, cycles. I told you, with moving on to something new. Yeah, okay. So you have Helios, which deals with cycles. You know, cycles end, cycles begin. For some of you, I honestly feel like you have cycles ending, because you can have more than one cycle going on. It doesn't have to be this one specific cycle. You can have like 20, 30, 100 cycles going on at once, and you may not even realize it. But with the cycle, it's going back to what I was talking about earlier, where I feel for some of you, you're afraid of the collateral damage of this new cycle that's starting and the old cycle being left behind. But this new cycle has abundance because the green man is here. This is the abundance card. So this is all about abundance. And then you have the Jade Emperor, which is about organization. The Jade Emperor was the god who all the other gods went to keep everything organized. It's stuff. If you ever get a chance, look it up. It's pretty interesting. But it's all about organization. And I feel for whatever you're doing in your life, organization is going to be key. Also, something just said to me, with this activism, some of you might be starting a nonprofit yourself, and that may be the activist organization. And if you are doing that, then you may be partnering up with the state, local or federal government or whatever, some type of governmental entity to help supply either the financing or the resources, because it may be a thing of, okay, I have the money, but I don't have land. And then the government might have land available and they may give it to you at a discounted rate because of the type of project that you're working on. And if you're doing it under a nonprofit, that would be another reason for them to do it too. So, and I'm just throwing stuff out there. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But whatever you're doing is going to require a lot of organization, is what this will require. And also, I feel it's a group effort, especially going back to the Mithras and to the to Jizo, where I feel it's multiple people involved in this endeavor. All right, and let's take some from the Fortune Reading Cards Oracle deck. May I have the energy for the collective. May I have the energy for the collective. May I have the energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Ooh, bottom of the deck, the Sun. That's a happy card. The Sun. And it says, open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. So again, that ties into me for abundance, with happiness, growth. This is definitely a growth card with the green man. So these two tie together for me. All right, may I have some cards, please? Thank you. All right, what's at the bottom of the deck? Lion. This has come out before. And that one says, harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. The reason it's telling you to be strong, because usually with lion in the tarot deck, it's the strength card, which is also number 8. 8 might be significant for some of you, which also 8 is the infinity symbol. The reason it's telling you to have the courage and the heart of a lion is because one of the cards that came out is the Devil. So there's something on this journey that you're going to need strength in, is what will happen. And it says with the Devil, take care immediately to avoid temptation and deceit. All right. And then the other card that came out is the Key. New beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those who are ready to let go of the past. This is confirming what I was talking about with the cycle ending. And some of you who this may be resonating with, they don't want to deal with the collateral damage. And I feel like I'm tempted to title this, Don't Worry About the Collateral Damage. Because whatever this is that you're going to, it is way, way better for you. And the universe will do what the universe does. Anything that's affected by this transition to the new cycle, that will be handled on its own. If there are any people involved in that previous cycle that you're letting go of, their journey is their journey. That isn't something that you have to concern yourself with, because your life is your life to live. And you have to look ahead and focus on what's best for you. But again, this is talking about all of this stuff is in front of you. You hold the key. You just have to let go of the past. Now let me take a few tarot cards and see what we get right quick. May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? I don't know why this green man made me think about something about London. I think the Green Man is affiliated with something in the UK. Could be wrong, but I think that particular legend is a UK related legend. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments, anybody, when it comes to that. Thank you. But going back to the London thing, some of you might be planning a trip to London, or either something with London is connected to you. Let's see. What did we get here? The Queen of Cups. This is Cancer energy. The Queen of Cups came out. And the Magician. Gemini, Virgo energy. This deals with Mercury. Don't forget, full moon in Gemini on December the 8th. If you haven't checked out that reading, you may want to do that. So, with this, I feel someone is manifesting something. And you know what? Something just told me to look at the bottom of the deck. Look what's at the bottom of the deck again. The Sun. So the Sun showed up in two different decks at the bottom. You can't make this stuff up. There's happiness here. I mean, obviously, you're going to have your temptations and everything else. You know, the shenanigans, as I call them. But there's a lot of happiness here. There's abundance here. It will depend on organization. Also, for some of you, I don't know why, but I feel some of you are thinking about starting a family. Something's saying to me, and this is so random, with this devil energy for some of you, is negative self-talk. Like you're hearing, oh, you're too old to start a family. You know, who starts their family at this age? Oh, you'll never find someone to start a family with, whatever, 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 whatever. I kind of feel like there's some of that there, too. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But with this Magician card here, you're making it happen. So if you want to start a family, you're going to start a family. If you want to start I'm trying to get comfortable on this stool. So yeah, if you want to start a nonprofit organization, you're going to start a nonprofit organization. I feel like whatever it is that you are putting your mind to, because with the Queen of Cups is very intuitive. I feel that there's some type of vision that someone has that they see in their head, or maybe they've been dreaming about it or whatever. It's dreamy energy to me, because that's what the Queen of Cups is. This is water energy. So I feel it's very dreamy energy. And it's this dream, this vision that you see in your head of something you want to bring to life. And you're using all the tools necessary, because the magician is saying you already have all the tools necessary. You're using all the tools necessary to bring this to life. And something just said to me, not only so you can bring happiness to yourself, but so you can bring happiness to others. But I'm going back to what I said and heard before. Don't worry about the collateral damage. That's not your issue. May I have a few more cards, please? We'll wrap this up. I'm just curious what else. Okay, it fell on the floor. May I have another one? I'm going to get the one in the floor up in a second. May I have another card, please? Thank you. Okay, may I have one more card, please? Okay, that was like, how many is that? 1, 2. Now that's interesting. All right, what's at the bottom of the deck? Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So, and that's a victory card. So that's another confirmation of victory. Let me get the card off the floor right quick. See what this is. Yeah, the moon came out reversed. So that's what this is. So you're going to let go of fear, is what's going to happen. Also, a truth is going to be revealed. It wouldn't surprise me if it was around the full moon in Gemini. The reason I'm saying that is because the Magician card is here, the full moon card is here, and then at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. So there's something there with that. Also, this is interesting. The Nine of Swords came out and the Nine of Wands came out. So Wounded Warrior and Sleepless Nights is what this is giving. I don't know why, I feel like certain things were all in your mind. I'm going back to this devil energy. I feel like it was all in your mind. That stuff wasn't as bad as you thought it may have been. Hence, the moon card reversed, where it's being revealed. It's like, okay, this is what it is. And now you're ready to move forward with the Four of Wands, which Four of Wands is usually an upgrade. It can also be commitment. It can also be about twin flames. But I say you're ready to move forward because if you notice in this particular deck with this card, there's an arrow pointing with the Four of Wands. So this is saying, okay, you're ready to move forward now. You're ready to move towards happiness. Trying to see if there's anything else. I don't know. Oh, gosh. It's so crazy when I do these readings because stuff just pops in my head. Now something about buses. And the reason I picked that up is from the Jade Emperor with organization. So when I looked at him, I saw a bus. Whatever that's about. I'm looking at these cards again because I want to close out by giving you the things that are coming to my mind as I'm looking at the cards and doing that. So just bear with me as I look at these. Someone may try to talk you out of what you're doing. I don't know why, and this is how I'm breaking this down, like what's coming to me, how this happened. When I looked at this Helios card about cycles, you see how this horse that Helios is on, how that the horse's leg looks? What I had seen in my mind was someone like this tapping someone on the shoulder. That's what came to me. I kid you not. This is how this stuff works. And something is saying that someone's going to tell you this isn't a good idea, you shouldn't do it. Don't worry about that. Run your race. See what else. is coming in. Also, someone may be thinking about growing their hair or cutting their hair, which I could see that, especially if you're starting a nonprofit. Some of you may be, and I know people are like, okay, Casey, where did you get that from? I was looking at the green man and I noticed his hair. And then something said to me, cutting or growing. So for that, with this nonprofit, which that makes sense, some of you might consider changing up your look. Either you're growing out your hair or you're cutting your hair. However you're changing your look, and now I just heard look like money. Okay, so look like money. I guess you want to look the part if you're asking people for money to donate to your charity or whatever you're doing, if you're fundraising. So some of you might be changing your aesthetic. Something told me to just look at the devil card. I kid you not. Something said look at this card. I'm trying to see what I get. Okay. That's interesting. I'm just looking for how to articulate it. There may be, going back to the tapping on the shoulder, there may be someone in your midst, and this one surprised me because in the reading yesterday, in the money reading, there was a false person card that came out. There may be someone already in your circle, but they have two faces. And I feel this person is very ambitious, but the energy they give off is friendly and encouraging. It's like they play their role well. And I don't know why when I'm looking at this card, it looks like he's wearing a mask. Is that just me? Do you see that? The head doesn't even look real. It looks like he's wearing a mask. So, yeah. Also, random thing. Be sure to keep track of where you put your keys. Totally random. Keep track of where you put your keys. Somebody might be forgetful when it comes to, and it may not be just keys, it just may be things in general with misplacing things. Just be mindful of where you put your keys. See if there's anything else. Speaking of weather, there may be a lot of, I guess you could say bluish, grayish skies, blue-gray. I'm looking at these cards right here with this nine of wands and this 4 of wands. Which, by the way, 9 of wands plus 4 of wands is 3 of wands. So keep that in mind. And also 5 of wands if you subtract 4 of wands. But the conflict that's going to be whatever. Seattle just came to my mind. So if somebody's in Seattle, there may be something in this that's resonating with you. Someone may be going on a vacation doing a safari. I just looked at the line and then safari came to mind. I told you, whatever comes to my head, that's what I'm telling you. Looking at that Ace of Swords, I think of family crest. For someone, that might be why the nonprofit is being started. It's more of a family legacy thing. Which makes sense, especially with this Jade Emperor here. So yeah, if somebody is starting a nonprofit, which I mean, stuff is being started all the time. But for somebody, I feel like this is a family legacy thing, is what this will be. It's sort of like to submit the family's legacy into history. So this nonprofit is started, whether it's to help people get housing, whether it's to, feed the hungry, whether it's to get school supplies to kids. Whatever it is, it's legacy type energy. It's about building a legacy, is what this nonprofit is. Checking to see if there's anything else before I go. And also, don't forget, I'm going to do another collective reading too. Yeah, I'm going to just end it at this. So that is your message. That's the energy. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Till next time, be blessed.